Welcome back, everyone. I am MoeChicken. This is Super Mario World Return to Dinosaur Land. We have just entered Bowser Land. Bowser Land number 1. So, in the last episode... Oh, no Yoshis. No Yoshis? No Yoshis. I knew they used that at some point. So that... I talked a while back about a feature that was removed from Super Mario World, or was I suppose it would be more accurate to say it was never implemented in Super Mario World, but it existed in the code and was fully functional. And the idea is that it just says you can't take a Yoshi into this land. Attention! Mario has entered our hideout. All troops be on the lookout for him. Bowser. Okay, cool. That must have been just written, like, right now. Also, this background is really cool, and it's never used. In fact, I feel like most of the caves in Bowser, in the Valley of Bowser, are just sort of black, mostly. Like, just there's not a whole lot going on. So it's kind of neat to see a background. Anyway, what was I saying? What was I saying? I forgot. Are you surprised? I forgot what I was talking about. Is that a surprise to anyone who watches this channel? Oh, we'll just go on. Oh yeah, so I think I remembered what I was talking about. Maybe. Last episode I was talking about balancing in video games and how challenging that can be, and I gave the positive example of Riot with League of Legends, and now I will give an example that is not as well managed. I'm going to go the bottom path because for some reason it feels more right. So we're going to keep going this way. So, me and my friends, for a long time, we played a game called Castlevania Harmony of Despair. It was an online multiplayer Castlevania game, which is as cool as it sounds. It's really solid. If you've never played it, I still recommend it, especially if you like Castlevania stuff. Thing is, though... oh, Jesus, a thwimp. Hello, how are you? Go away. I kind of feel like these things are more threatening than their fathers. They're more threatening than their adult counterparts. Yes, it's a very fun game. It's a really good time. I don't know, like it's a game that's great to play with people. It's okay to play by yourself, but it's also really fun if you can find like group to play with. Great sort of party game. Anyway, in that game, they used they sort of introduced various protagonists from the Castlevania series in sort of a cooperative environment. There was a flimsy plot reason why it would be happening, but for the most part, they just kind of wanted to give you different options to play as. And so you have various characters like Alucard and Soma and John and Charlotte and Shanoa and so forth and so on. And they all have different abilities. And one thing that always kind of bugged me personally is that John and Charlotte, who are from Portrait of Ruin, and they're my favorites, didn't really get their proper treatment, so to speak. What's this say? Warning! Watch out for fireballs when going down the next pit. Okay. Once again. John and Charlotte were sort of changed from their original archetype. And, okay. Well, that'll work. I mean, it's cool that they gave this to me, but why? It made that completely easy. I guess to make it completely easy. I don't know. Yeah, John and Charlotte were changed, but you know who wasn't changed? Soma and Alucard. They were basically both the same as they were in the original games. There were a few things missing, like Alucard couldn't turn into a bat, nor could Soma, but they have, like, especially Soma has so much flexibility in that game because there's so many souls he can absorb. As a result of this, he's really unbalanced. Like, it's true, it does take a while for you to get a sufficient number of souls for him to be useful, but on the other hand, it's sort of like, yeah, but it allows him to play in really strange ways. And especially, okay, you can use the L and R buttons to move the camera left and right, respectively. This is especially useful to make long jumps. Okay. So I can do this, and that's cool. Oh, jeez! Yeah, there we go. Ooh, conveyor belts. Now, this is a... let me just finish that. So yeah, Soma's unbalanced, and Konami never fixed it. They're like, even as people found like ways to do glitches with Soma and stuff, they're sort of like, whatever, it's fun, people enjoy it, we'll leave it that way. And so as a result, you have a game where it's like, if you're going into a really hard battle and you don't have someone playing as Soma, it's like putting the game on, or adding Soma to a party in a hard battle is like putting it on easy. It also puts undue pressure on people who just like to play as Soma because you're sort of expected to know all the tricks. I don't know. Anyway, that aside, those conveyor belts. Now, that sprite does cool. That sprite does exist in Super Mario World, but I don't believe the conveyor belt functionality existed in that game. I don't think at any point there's a conveyor belt structure in Super Mario World. Not 100% sure, but I don't think that's the case. I'm gonna try and play this game play this level without the green blocks. Ow! To see if I can do it, because that's apparently how the level was meant to be played. Shoot top cannon, or cool. What was I saying? Yes, the conveyor belt functionality. I don't think it was in the original game, so that's 2 edited out features that we've seen already in this ROM hack, among others. So super cool. Yay. Also, there's another background. Yay. It looks cool. Bloop. Yeah, so here's a question. When you play Super Mario World, assuming you have played Super Mario World, which you should, because it's a good game, do you get all of the Switch Palaces, or do you feel like it is cheating? Because when you think about what the Switch Palace blocks do for you, it really does sort of allow you to do things that, like right there, I would have been dead otherwise. It allows you to do things that, like, obviously the game is designed to be beaten without those. It still has to be possible even if you don't have access to the Switch blocks. And so, in a way, you could say the Switch blocks are kind of like a crutch. They're allowing you to do something, that was not necessarily intended functionality of the game. So it's like, is it wrong to use them? Is that like less complete? Well, this is fun. I'll just do this for a little bit. It reminds me, there's a particular little area, I think it's in the Vanilla Dome, where you can do something sort of like that, and it always made me laugh. Anyway, yeah, I don't know, it's just, it makes me wonder if it's like, is this, yeah, it's yellow. Okay, so there's no special exit, so that wasn't like a special exit pipe. It's just a something pipe. Anyway, yeah, is it cheating? Is it cheating to get the Switch Palaces? I would lean towards no. I would lean towards the idea that it's just good practice. But, because, I mean, it's in the game. You're not glitching it or anything like that. You're just sort of being thorough in your exploration enough to find a secret. I don't think that would be like asking if going to... Oh! Made it. Okay. That would be like if going to the Star Road was cheating. You know, it's like, not really. It's available. You just have to know to find it. Anyway. Ah! This is the point where I would really love to have a cape. It reminds me of when I was watching PB and Jeff play through the randomizer of this game. And one of the things they kept bringing up was the fact that it was so hard if you didn't have a mushroom, or any sort of power up. And I remember thinking, it's like, no, it's not. It's easy. You just play it normal. But honestly, it really is true that here's another. That is my source. That is my source of frustration. That is my sound of frustration. Enjoy. Anyway, yes. Another example of that, I guess, would be, or well, I should. Sorry, I'm not good at Let's Plays. You probably know that by now. I'm sorry. what I was going to say is that you really do kind of slip into a notion of playing a game a certain way if you play it a certain way, or with certain expectations. So, for example, for as long as I can recall, I've known about where the top secret area is in Super Mario World, and as a result, I always have a safe source of, what do you call it? A safe source of capes. Like, I never had to worry about finding a cape. And even if I didn't have the top secret zone, there's always, Donut Plains 1, which has a cape, like, within the first couple of seconds of the level. So it was never hard to find a cape for me. And as a result, you know, it's just sort of like, it became expected. And, when you play a game that way, hang on, I'm gonna try and do that again. Choo choo choo! That's so cool! Choo 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 choo! I'm raining fire from the skies! This is amazing! Can you do this in the original game? It's so cool! Look at that! I love it! Oh, I love it! That's really neat! Anyway, I've had some fun with fireballs in this playthrough. Yes, when you play a game a certain way, you have certain expectations, and when you try and take that away, it can make the game unduly difficult. And the example I was going to bring up was Dixie Kong. If you always played Donkey Kong Country 2 with one player, so you had access to both, if you were forced to suddenly play as just Diddy, it would be very difficult, blah blah blah. I got there eventually, you guys. I got there eventually. In the next episode, we will continue on to Bowser Land 3, and hopefully you will forgive me for yammering on. I don't know. I figure if you're watching this, you already have, so thank you for that. I am the MoeChicken. This is Super Mario World Return to Dinosaur Land. Thanks for stopping by.